Hey, welcome into YouTube, everybody. This is your buddy Choppadong. Let me turn this music down for just a second. Sorry. That's my bad. I was not paying attention to the fact I still had the music going. But at any rate, this is Week 11's wrap-up. It's going to be really, really weak. It's going to be really, really short. We're going to talk about a little bit of other stuff. To be honest with you, I've had bad voice problems, had a cold last week, so I was not on YouTube as much. And, you know, for whatever it's worth, I'm not going to treat myself like some big rock star or anything, but I do apologize for not being a little bit more consistent last week. Hopefully this week we get back on the train and we get rolling. I am Choppadong. I am a coach and contributor inside DFS Army. And for those of you that do follow me out there, I really appreciate it. What I'm trying to do, guys, is I'm trying to spread the word. I'm trying to spread the love. I'm trying to teach as much as I can about the daily fantasy sports industry as we go through this sort of scattershot shotgun video blog series that who the hell knows where it's going to go from day to day. Hopefully there's a little bit of entertainment in that. I don't even know what to call this thing, so I just kind of throw titles out there and whatever else. I'm glad a lot of you have found me. I'm glad a lot of you have helped spread the word. We've picked up a lot of followers, a lot of likes and subscribes along the way. So thank you for doing that as well. And if you haven't done it, please do. Lets me know that what I'm doing is working and that people are, I'm just trying to pay it forward and that people are appreciative of the information that I try to share. Of course, I try to funnel you in to dfsarmy.com. That's where I reside. That's where I can do a lot more one-on-one coaching with everybody that I talk to. It's where I can do, I can share deeper thoughts, longer-winded responses. Along with all of our coaches and contributors, we have about 19 staff writers now. We cover all of the major sports. We have optimizers, tools, all of that stuff. Feel free to go to dfsarmy.com and check it out. If you decide to sign up, become a VIP, tell them that Chop sent you. Use the coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P. Trigger that 20% discount that is locked in for the life of your membership. It's pretty awesome value when you stack it up with all of the other content providers that are out there on the internet. Let's dive in a little bit today. Wanted to show you can also follow me out on Twitter, @Choppadong. This is the number I focus on, guys. I just want to keep this number growing. And the more you guys spread the love, the more you guys help me, the more I can help you, the more we can grow, the more we can keep this thing moving. I try to be as interactive as I can be on Twitter. You can always tag me. I get back to most of the people when they tag me. DM is okay, but I like it when it's out in the open. I tell my people in Slack too, I like it when it's out in the open because if you have that question, somebody else does too, and it reaches you both. You had the balls to ask it, and everybody gets answered that way, and it just makes things more interactive and more fun. I try to share a lot of other people's content too all the time, make up my own crap, whatever, give my own little opinions about stuff. Hey, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, whatever. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking, and I don't try to insult anybody. I try to put a little twist of humor on it, a little twist of sarcasm on there, and you know, hopefully make everybody laugh a little bit. That's what social media is all about. Not all this real serious political, Donald Trump sucks, Donald Trump's the best, all that crap. I get caught up in it from time to time too, and I apologize. I know a lot of you guys use DFS sports for an escape. But, you know, we all get caught up in the shit from time to time. And it sort of sucks. It brings everybody down, but we can't stand it when people don't agree with us and don't think like we do because after all, if you don't, I mean, if I was running for president, I would definitely vote for myself. Most people consider that arrogant. I'm just telling you right now. I agree with myself on every issue. Therefore, I'm going to vote for myself. I would believe that I'm the best guy for the job because I agree with myself every single time. That said, hopefully you agree with yourself too every single time, and we can move on. When we go down into the Swish Analytics world here, I try to watch the main slate and get to it and do the FanDuel scoring because honestly, I am still pissed at DraftKings. If you follow me, you understand why. And we're going to go through here and we're going to be looking at hopefully these are accurate numbers. I haven't checked, man. I'm telling you, I tuned out yesterday at about 10:30. I had a dryer vent pop loose, and I had to go downstairs and spend a couple of hours. By the time I got back upstairs and got that all figured out, the games were off, and then wife wanted to run errands, do this, do that. I've got a family, I got kids like everybody else, and I just wasn't able to watch a lot of football yesterday, so I really am pretty clueless, other than the fact we'll go through a little bit of my history, maybe find some winning lineups, maybe talk a little bit about what's going on out there in football, what went right, what went wrong. Hopefully that's the idea. I wasn't on Kirk Cousins. I was on Tom Brady some. Excuse me. There's the cold rearing its ugly head. Here we go again. Blaine Gabbert, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tyrod Taylor benched and came in the game late and still ended up as one of the top scorers. Andy Dalton didn't kill anybody, it looks like. Want to know where Carson Wentz was because he still had a solid day. Alex Smith, thanks for the dud. Man, I told everybody about you. I told everybody you weren't going to put up a 10 or 12 point dud, and there you go. There is something wrong with the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming off of a bye and sucking it up like that, not being able to take care of business in New York Giants country, a team that's fallen apart. Kudos to the Giants fans. You pulled it out for a game. I don't think anybody saw it coming. I know I certainly didn't. Now, I didn't load up. That wasn't a weather thing. We were chirping all week in the DFS Army about the weather. That one wasn't a weather thing. I don't have the scores in front of me, but I know that the Cleveland and Jacksonville game scored more total points. I know that the Green Bay Chicago game scored more total points. And in fact, probably every game scored more total points. That wasn't because of the wind. That was a Chiefs problem. That was a Kansas City problem. They need to get that shit fixed if they want to go any further than the official Marty Schottenheimer, Marty Ball of round one and done in the playoffs. At this point, if they even make the playoffs, it's a coaching thing. I think that Andy Reid is fooling everybody. I think that like the old Jeff Fisher, but I mean, Andy Reid's better coach than Jeff Fisher, but I think they got everybody fooled into thinking there's some great effing coaches when they're not. Andy Reid is a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach. And I think his job should be on the damn hot seat. And to be honest with you, I think that Jeff Fisher had everybody fooled. I think that he was hired in St. Louis to move the team to LA 5 years before it happened. I think that he had everybody thinking he was a mediocre coach. He just bad. He was bad. Look at what Sean McVay's done to the LA Rams. Those were the two games I got to watch yesterday. A little bit of the Rams-Vikings game, a little bit of the Chiefs-New York game. I'm telling you, that wasn't weather out in New York. That was the Chiefs, man. They were brutal. Looking at running backs, let's see what we got. LaShawn McCoy. I mean, he was in a smash spot. So was Melvin Gordon. And, I mean, what are you going to do? These are guys that have been inconsistent with their workload lately. It was hard to trust them. They were in good matchups, but I want to see the volume over the matchup. And I haven't seen a lot out of LaShawn McCoy to really give me a lot of hope. Good for him. Got himself a rushing TD, receiving TD, 28 points. Awesome. Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. This is the story. These two dudes, you can actually run them together in your lineup as RB1 and RB2. Now, they're getting pricey. Excuse me again. They're getting pricey. They're getting hard to do that with. But it worked yesterday. I think that if you've missed that train, I think that you've probably missed it. I haven't played them together. I've picked one or the other. Worked out yesterday. I think I had one in one lineup and two in the other lineup, or two lineups with the other dude. Foreman wasn't on him. P. Ryan wasn't on him. Lance Murray never on him. Jordan Howard, volume day, but good luck predicting the days he's going to get in the end zone. He's always going to get you those 15 to 20 touches, and he's always capable of racking up, 60, 70, 100 something yards. But getting into touchdowns, what really brings the volume. And, he brought it. Deion Lewis, four-headed freaking committee monster. That's the one that won it out last week. And you don't ever trust Bill Belichick running backs. I was an idiot. I played Rex Burkhead in one like a moron, thinking he's getting all the passing work lately. He's getting more. Just when you think a guy's carving himself out some workload in New England, boom, Belichick changed. Of course, you knew that going in. That was over on DraftKings where we needed more value. We needed to take a couple of chances here and there. FanDuel, we didn't have to play any Rex Burkhead. If you did, I swear to God, you're getting too cute. You can stay up here with the studs on FanDuel. Fournette said he didn't want to play in the cold. Son of a bitch ran for 111 yards. But now look at this. This is what I want you guys to see. I want you guys to see 28 carries, 111 yards. Great day. No receptions, no targets. Not a factor in the passing game. He was at least getting 2 and 3 targets earlier in the year. Those help. If you do not get in the end zone at this price, there isn't much you can do. 111 yards is a solid, very solid day for a stud back. Very, very good day. Only got you 11 points or so. I don't know where the 16 came from. But anyway, he needs to get into the end zone if he's going to really bring the 22, 23, 24 points that we're looking for. Duke Johnson, we said that if any Cleveland back was going to have a day, it was going to be Duke Johnson. Gurley disappointed a little bit, it looks like. Melvin Gordon and Eckler, this committee's starting to suck. Although Melvin Gordon was game flowed into the situation, and 14 points maybe didn't kill you. That certainly didn't help. Rolling down the list here, I mean, screw it. Just, Kareem Hunt, man, what the hell? As far as wide receivers are concerned, Keenan Allen, I didn't see that one coming. I really didn't. I usually play him. I like him for cash. That was his That's why in season long you always run your studs out there because they're going to get their points by the end of the year, and you don't know when it's really going to happen. you got ideas. It's probably more likely to happen in week 7 than week 4 or whatever based on matchups and stuff. And you watch a little bit of the usage. But generally speaking, your number one players, your number one producers in an offense are going to get their numbers by the end of the year. That's why we talk about touchdown regression. That's why we talk about production regression. When we see a guy like Michael Thomas is one we're watching because Michael Thomas hasn't been getting in the end zone a lot this year. He's not going to end the year with 2 touchdowns. He's going to get in the damned end zone eventually, and he might do it 3 times in the same game like Antonio Brown did. He has that type of capability, but we haven't seen it yet because we're a little confused by that New Orleans offense still. They've completely shifted gears, and now they're a run-first kind of team, or so it seems. They do a lot of their producing inside the red zone, inside the 5, inside the 10. Drew Brees isn't throwing it in anymore. They're running it in because they can, and that's fine. That's what they should do. But Michael Thomas is too good of a player to be held down for this long. He's got positive touchdown regression coming. Might only happen 1 or 2 times the rest of the year, but it's going to happen. I'm not saying stay on the train. I'm saying, continue to play him in smart spots. But be ready because it's a GPP type of pick. One of these times it's coming. It can't not come. He's too good of a player. Larry Fitzgerald was called out by a lot of people. Brandon Cooks is unpredictable in that New England offense just like the others. If you picked him, good for you. Kenny Stills might have benefited a lot from Matt Moore coming into that game at some point. I don't know if Matt Moore started and then Cutler came in or if it was the other way around. Like I said, I didn't follow a lot of football, but I saw them both in the box score. And generally, Kenny Stills is Matt Moore's favorite target. So when Kenny Stills is up there, it looks like Matt Moore got a lot of playing time. Danny Amendola, Jarvis Landry, always up there. Marvin Jones having a better year. DeAndre Hopkins, pretty much always up there, even though, that price is pretty low. 17 points out of 6. I should have kept him in a lineup or two. I went ahead and dumped him in favor of Crabtree because I wanted exposure to that Oakland game, and, it kind of shit on me. It happens. It's what happens. Let's see. Let's roll down a little bit. Jamison Crowder, finally. He was okay. For this price, he was fine. That's why we're playing him. I had him everywhere. He hadn't had a good year. A lot of people are off of him. I had him everywhere because at 4,300, he's almost too good to pass up. He allowed me to do a lot of other things that I don't normally get to do and afford some other stuff. And that's what I'll do. I'll find one of those guys that's in a good, and hope he turns out. I hope he pans out. Crowder was fine. Let's see. Not much else to talk about there. Let's go to tight end. Travis Kelce predictably had himself a good day. Who the hell is Ricky Seals-Jones, man? I don't personally know. I don't even know if I'll watch him going forward. Minimum price. This is a DraftKings price. I don't know what we're doing with $2,500 tight ends. This swish, sometimes you suck, man. Sometimes you really suck. Can't get your shit straight. Rudolph was okay. Mercedes Lewis, if you guys saw me, write him up. Called him out for a touchdown. Called him out for a good game. Now, he didn't get used. If he hadn't got the touchdown, he'd have been 2 for 26. We'd have been bummed. He did get the touchdown for 4,600. The 10 points is nice. At 4,500, whatever he was on FanDuel. And rolling out Gronk was a letdown. That sucked, man. He's been consistent all year. That really sucked. Oh, defense, that's going to be, what, Chargers and all of those interceptions that Peterman was throwing. Ravens, solid with the shutout. Jaguars, Buccaneers. I had the Chiefs everywhere, too, but I mostly had Jaguars. So I was all right. I was able to compete. When you're up here like this, you're fine. Let's run through, and then we'll talk a little bit of a sample size, man. Maybe show you some winners from DFS Army. We'll wrap this up. This is the lineup I wanted to show you. I have 3 lineups or 4 lineups going. I got a couple that wrap up tonight, a Sunday, Monday, and a Thursday, Monday. We had one last night not do anything that, what are you going to do? And another one that did do okay, got bumped out at the last minute of the 100-man. The 100-man cash line was actually higher than the quintuple up, which was interesting. But if we run in here and we find this lineup, we pull it to the front. I threw Carson Wentz in there. I trusted Carson Wentz. I did not trust Dak. Dak needs Zeke. I've said it. Dak needs Zeke. Quarterbacks, especially mobile quarterbacks, need a running back to take the pressure off of them so that they can't just key on him and watch him. And any good running back is going to make the quarterback better. It forces them to pay attention. And without elite receivers, sorry, Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, Bryce Butler, you ain't not elite. Dez, you're not elite anymore either. I don't care what Cowboys fans say. You're not elite anymore. So you got about 4 also-rans. Yeah, Dez is above average. He's good, but he's not great. And that hurts Dak, man. If they can't get open, they can't do anything. You don't have Zeke taking all the pressure off everybody. It ain't going to work. And we're going to see that. They're in trouble for the next 4 weeks. Carson Wentz, Alvin Kamara, Jay Ajayi, yeah, I ran Ajayi. I wasn't afraid of that. I put him up. I thought he was going to get a little larger workload. I understand. That was a risk, okay? Yeah, I'll take risks. I may be the chalk eater, but I will take risks. Jameson Crowder, Michael Crabtree, Devontae Parker. So my receiving core didn't really do much. Jacksonville saved this lineup. Kelsey saved this lineup. Novak, hello. Lots and lots and lots of kicking out there. Got lucky there. He was a small price he fit in. I knew they were I didn't see 54 points. I saw a 24 to 24 type of battle with the running game going up against itself and a little bit of struggling to get in the end zone, so we're going to have to kick some field goals. That's why I took a shot on Novak. Worked out. Didn't work out the way I planned, but it worked out. So this particular lineup, if we go back and show you why these ladders work, 5 into 9, 2 into 6, hit the triple up. There's your profit right there. $5 profit, 10 in, 15 out. Do that a couple times a week. You grind up a bankroll. You sit and you wait and you wait and you wait for the 1 week when you really do blast one of these 100-man leagues and you turn back 25 bucks on the dollar. I mean, that's how you do this thing. This wasn't a tournament winning lineup, not even close. I don't care. I can still make money with it. That's what I try to teach with contest selection. The other thing I'm going to try and teach you guys here real quick. Let's see. We'll go through some winning lineups here in a second. Let's go up to Chop's Corner and sit and look at this for a minute. We got guys, I post my stuff in there. I show guys what went up, what went wrong, and we talk about it a little bit. It's part of the coaching. As far as one thing I do want to talk about real quickly today is sample size. We talk a lot about, hey, I haven't won for 5 weeks in a row. Hey, I haven't won for whatever. Let's compare football to baseball really quick. Football's a 16-week season. Baseball's 162 games. If you went 5 days in a row without your Mike Trout getting a hit, what's everybody going to say? Sample size, sample size. It's only 5 games. It's only 5 games. Okay? It was a week. If my Cardinals go 5 days, they lose 5 games out of 6 or 7 in a week. Yeah, we're kind of going, uh-oh, what's wrong? But we're not really concerned about it because we got a 6-month season to pay attention to. However, in football, everything gets overanalyzed. Everything's under a microscope every single week. Everything gets overreacted to. Everybody's overly emotional inside the game of football. Why? Because we only play 1 game a week. If we went 5 weeks without winning, yeah, your season's probably baked. But it's 5 weeks. It was 5 performances. That's it. You can go on a slump of 5 games. It can happen. And in DFS, it can happen. Is it cause for alarm? Maybe a little. It's more magnified than it should be, in baseball and whatever else, because you don't have as many opportunities. And that's what we always talk about in DFS is opportunity. You don't have as many opportunities to win games. But we don't need to freak out about it. I used to play a lot of online poker. We used to tell people in online poker, don't even come to me about, am I a winning or losing player, until you've logged 10,000 hands of online poker. If you had 4 to 6 tables open, we used to have tables open in the corners of the screens, and we'd play them simultaneously. And we're just cranking hands and hands. All we're doing is cranking numbers, trying to get to that 10,000 number to check and see if we're winning poker players. And when that happens, we go and we look, okay, I win at, X number of, this much money per hour, or this many, big bets per hand. That's kind of how we monitored things. And 10,000 took you probably a few weeks to get to, of cranking out a couple of hours of poker a day at 4 to 6 tables open at the same time. A lot of you guys would get bored and go blind, doing that. But I loved poker, so that's what we did. 6 tables open, in a couple of weeks of probably 10 hours a week or so. So you're looking at 30 or 40 hours of grinding 6 tables at a time. So the edge in DFS is probably smaller than the edge was in poker back in the day. Your sample size probably needs to be bigger. I'm not saying it's 10,000 games. I don't know how to quantify it, and the industry doesn't have a total on it, and they should be working on it, but they're not. It's probably hundreds of NFL games. If you play 3 lineups a day in baseball, and you play all 162 games, you've played yourself about 450 to 500 lineups. Now you might be able to have a sample size. of the ups and downs and ups and downs. And believe me, through that, you're going to have 10 losers in a row and 8 winners in a row and some good games and some bad and all that stuff. You don't have the chance to do that in football. I think there's a lot of people that maybe play one lineup a week and they can play for 10 years and not know if they can beat the game or not because the edge is that small and your sample size is that small. You need to play a lot of lineups and for a long time. So until we get to that, we really can't analyze a lot. We really can't tell you if you're doing something right or wrong. We can tell you this week that might have been a bad pick or that one, but we're second guessing too. And I don't think a lot of people in the industry even know if they're winners or not. All the touts, all the coaches, all the everybody. I can tell you that over the last 3 or 4 years, I've played roughly 3 to 5 lineups per slate, several slates a week. In football, I've probably logged 500 to 600 lineups. I'm up positive money over that time frame. I think I'm a winning player. I've got a lot of lineups to back it up. But I didn't just start playing this year and get to week 7 and go, crap, I lose, I suck. We don't know that. That's my point. We don't know that. We have a small sample size. Just like statistically, we don't know after even 11 games. We're taking guesses still. We're going with the knowledge that we have. We're going with the stats that we have. That's why NFL is a little less predictive than a lot of the other sports. Baseball's less predictive on any given night. But we all know that at the end of the year, after 162 games, homeboy's going to get his numbers. Whether it's a 240 batting average or a 320 batting average, he's going to get his numbers. He's going to hit 25 to 30 home runs if that's what he's done over the past 5 to 6 years of his career. Why? Sample size. Same with football. We know that a 1,000-yard rusher is likely going to get 1,000 yards. We know he scores 10 touchdowns a year. He's likely going to get close to 10 touchdowns a year. But look in the case again of Michael Thomas. Things change. Offenses change. When they change, it throws everything off. And 11 weeks isn't quite a sample size large enough to get an idea of whether or not this is really real. It could snap back and Michael Thomas do more what he's done over his career and that score 6 to 8 touchdowns in a week. And I know, big career, right? But still, you get my point. But we've got that big question mark hanging over there of run first. We don't know. We've only got 11 games to go on. If this was baseball, we'd have 3 more months before we could really look at this and go, okay, now we can tell for sure. So that's a little bit of talk about sample size. It relates to the statistics that you look at. It relates to the games that you play. It relates to your own bankroll. Sample size. It's like flipping the coin when we talk about that. Any given heads or tails, it come up one way or the other. However, if I flip that coin 1,000 times, we can be pretty close to guaranteed it's going to be close to 50-50, heads or tails. In that 1,000 flips, there might be a streak of 100 where there were 80 tails and 20 heads. But over the course of 1,000, it's going to average right back out and normalize. So will your bankroll. And I hate to say it to some of you guys, but some of you guys are going to be losing players. It's just the way it is. 80% of this industry loses. It isn't meant to discourage you. It's meant to fire you up and get you to say, okay, I want to be one of the top 20%. How do you do that? Well, you take a look at the DFS Army. We create winners. If I go down here to the winning lineups page, apologize for the dead airspace there, but if we come down to the winning lineups page, look, 60 in, 160 out, 60 in, 200 out, 60 in, 132 out, had himself a pretty good day, been using the DS with a few tweaks. We have a tool called the Domination Station Optimizer that helps you build your lineups. Everybody's tweaking it a little bit on their own. Some people are running the straight defaults. This is why am I always losing? Well, you could be on a coach. We coach people. We tell people. Could be a lot of things. But what we need to do when this happens is we need to talk. We need to go back and forth a little bit. I've got a guy that I'm talking with right now. I said this week is Thanksgiving. I know. But let's talk. Let's figure out what the problem might be. There's $1,200. Nice win. Nice win. That was in MMA. Is this basketball? 8 in, 500 out. He just joined 3 days ago. Beginner's luck? Maybe. Maybe you're a good player. Who knows? But that's awesome. And I don't mean to make that sound bad that you're not a good player until proven otherwise. I mean, there's lots of guys in the Army that are better players than I am, guys. I'm just the loudmouth. 33 in, 80 out. Good. Ladder win. It's another win. Hey, he went to King of the Beach. He made it in the top 35. Good for you, Royal. That's awesome. Awesome. We got at least one going to Key West. There's a ladder. $500 winner. $750 winner. Hey, that's two for the same dude. Same lineup wins again. All right, I love it. 500 in, 200 in. Guys, we're still winning, dudes. We can coach you. We can help you. If it's 11 in and 32 out that floats your boat, great. Like me, this is how I play, guys. Or if you win 200, 33 in, 200 out. 100 in, 500 out. 60 in, 160 out. Go win yourself a $1,500 GPP. Sweet. That's what works, man. I mean, and that's just a little bit of the winning from yesterday. We have winners every single day because the Army's big enough. There are people in there that can help you. There's coaches in here that can talk to you. And you want to talk sample size. You want the conceptual stuff, you come to me. You want the level-headed stuff, you come to me. You want the emotional stuff, you go out here to the main rooms. You want the winning stuff, follow along. Don't let this make you feel bad about I never win, I never win. There's a lot of guys in here that don't speak up because they're not winning. But everybody's getting better every week. And everybody's dealing with the coaching. And everybody's using the tools better next week. And everybody's using the optimizer better next week. That's what we do. We're here to help coach you up. We don't just give you lineups. We teach you how to build your own. And we coach you along the way. That's what DFS Army does. If that interests you, coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P, get that 20% discount. Jump in. It's not too late. We got a humongous week of Thanksgiving football coming. Lots of games, lots of stuff going on. And hopefully I'm back with you if my voice heals. If not, I guess we'll be talking through YouTube and you'll have to grin and bear it along with me. You guys, I've had fun. 25 minutes or so. Hopefully you listened to everything. Hopefully I helped in some way. That's what I try to do. Follow me on Twitter. Give me a like or a thumbs up on this screencast, and we will come back a little bit later in the week, and we'll start talking a little bit more about setting up the week ahead with Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff. And we'll hopefully get you steered in the right direction. Take care, guys.